Live from Studio G and fighting for you for the Foxhole Freedom every single day. Here we go into another brand new hour. Be warned, though, this program can trigger extended periods of American pride and optimism and uncontrollable enthusiasm in America's future. We're live in all 50 states and around the world. Time to get going here. 3 big things you need to know this hour. Number one, on MSNBC, Symone Sanders is predicting the Trump administration will soon be deporting Americans because they are people of color. These people have lost their minds. Number two, gold is soaring, the dollar is sinking, prompting Steve Forbes to issue some serious warnings. We'll tell you more about that. And number three, the president and the first lady headed to Rome and the Vatican City over the next few days to attend the funeral of Pope Francis. He died Monday morning, as you know, at the age of 88. They're going on Saturday. The funeral will be Saturday, and so there'll be a lot of different events. I would guess they might arrive a day early. I'll keep you up to date on all of that and the timing of the events over the next few days. I'll be traveling to Washington on Wednesday to meet with several members of Trump's team and his cabinet to discuss what is happening with the economy, the peace negotiations in Ukraine, the nuclear talks with Iran, and more. I'm quite sure I'll be discussing the border and the Democrats' obsession with protecting illegal aliens, even the ones that are clearly members of violent gangs and put you at risk. So that'll be tomorrow. I'll have those interviews for you here on the program come Thursday morning. I look forward to it. We've done this in the past. It's been a bit. We didn't, of course, do it during the Biden administration. They didn't invite, members of the media like me to come to the White House to discuss big issues with members of the cabinet. They do now. But the question that I'm going to put on the table for many of these folks, which will be cabinet members of Donald Trump, so it's a crowd that has a vested interest in the success of this administration, of course. But why are Democrats fighting so hard for illegal aliens? And one in particular, why are they fighting so hard for this guy in El Salvador, Abreu Garcia, so hard? Here's more.
I can't believe that these Democrats are lining up to go down to a foreign country to visit a guy who was here illegally, a criminal, an MS-13 member who beat his wife. I mean, you can't be any more plain than that. That's who this is. So I think all along, Martha, they were looking for some example of something President Trump would do that was so bad that they could rally behind. I can't believe that they're that stupid that this is the guy. This is the poster child now for their movement.
Yeah, this is the poster child for their movement now. Ridiculous, isn't it? This is the guy. This is the hill they're going to die on. Congratulations. It's pretty bizarre, isn't it? It's pretty bizarre. Look. If you look at his wife's postings on social media, which I do, of course, because I'm doing my work for you, they've got these, what do you call them? A meme? I don't know what you call it. It's these hearts all over covering his hands, that are just, pop-ups on the screen, if you will.
Emojis.
Emojis. Thank you, Anthony. Emojis, because he's got MS-13 gang stuff all over his hands. You can't see it if you got heart emojis all over your hands, right? So she hides all that stuff. Remarkable, ridiculous, it's incredible. Now, when they arrived, 4 more Democrats of Congress went to El Salvador to meet with Senor Abreu Garcia. They were denied, and then they cried. Here they are.
What do you know? Is there any chance you'll be meeting with Abreu Garcia while you're there?
Well, we're actually about to do a press conference to speak a little bit about this, but we got word at the embassy that our request has been denied by the government here locally. They say it's because we're not here on an official capacity. This is part of the reason why Representative Robert Garcia and I sent a letter to Chairman Comer of the Oversight Committee asking for this to be an official CODEL. But we're not giving up. We're going to continue. We have more meetings scheduled for the rest of the day. But part of this, too, is making sure that we keep the conversation alive. We're building off of the trip of Senator Van Hollen, and we're not the first members here, and we're not going to be the last.
Yeah, well, they were denied because it was not an official visit, and that's Congressman Frost. I think he's from Texas. And then there's Yasemin Ansari, another Democrat, fighting for illegals every single day, not fighting for you, but fighting for illegal aliens every single day. Also disappointed she was on this fact-finding mission. Here's her response.
Hi everyone, this is Congresswoman Yasemin Ansari. After a long day, we have arrived in El Salvador. I am here with several of my colleagues to demand that Donald Trump release Kilmar Abrego Garcia, union member, Maryland man who was wrongfully detained and deported, has never been convicted of a crime, and who the United States Supreme Court has ruled 9-0 unanimously the United States must facilitate his return. Last night, I had a town hall in my district where a woman came and said her son, who is Salvadoran, they are scared to travel this summer because what if what happened to Kilmar Garcia happens to them? If there's not due process for Kilmar, there will be no due process for anyone. We want to make sure that Kilmar is still alive. We want to make sure that he has access to counsel. We want to make sure that the United States does what it's supposed to do, follow the Supreme Court of the United States and release him. And we are here fighting for the future of our democracy.
Fighting for the future of our democracy, except we don't have a democracy. Congresswoman, we have a republic. A republic. God, I'm sick of that. It's a republic. Democracy is mentioned exactly 0 times in the Declaration, in the Constitution, anywhere. 0. But they want you to believe it's a democracy. Why did they not want a democracy? Why did Ben Franklin and Hamilton and Jefferson and all why did they not? Because they fail every single time. And Democrats are putting us on a path of failure. It's a republic. Sorry, I had a moment there. But the good news is not a penny of taxpayer money was spent for this Democrat stunt or the trip to El Salvador, says Republican James Comey. Here he is.
They showed no concern for the lack of our national security or the violation of our southern border security laws. But then this one person that the media, the liberal media picked up on that was deported to El Salvador, they went crazy before it came out that he was actually an MS-13 gang member. And they wanted me to authorize funding at my committee's expense to send them down to El Salvador and meet with this person for a photo op and to have margaritas and, you know, enjoy the sunny weather. And I obviously denied their request. We're not going to spend a penny of taxpayer dollars for liberal Democrats to continue their stunts to try to appease the radical left-wing base when the American people spoke loud and clear on Election Day. They want our southern border secured, and they want criminal illegals deported, and that's exactly what Donald Trump's doing.
Yeah, you know, as it turns out, I think I can play this for you here. I'm going to do this for you. Hold on, keep the music down for a second, right? Keep it down for a second.
Maryland, designated MS-13 terrorist, and Donald Trump deported him. How does that make you feel?
I feel safer. He gotta go. He gotta go.
Need to go.
I mean, that's it.
But he was a father.
But he's still a terrorist. Okay. I mean, but there's children living without fathers now. He should have picked and choose, so he picked to be a terrorist instead of worrying about his children.
So there you go. What I'm getting at here is it's one person after another on the streets of Maryland. Nobody wants this guy back except the Democrats from Maryland, and the Democrats like Chuck Schumer and Pocahontas and others. I guess that's it. Support what you support. I'll be right back. It is the Steve Gruber Show.